You said we were all going to do a cheer.
No, I thought it would just make you look like an idiot on air, man.
All right, okay. That's easy done. Good evening. Welcome along to SAFC Fan TV and another edition of the Sunday Bunch Live. In the studio with us tonight, we have Jack Dodds. Jack, what have you been up to today?
When the 23s match earlier on. Not much else apart from that.
What was the score?
1-3-2.
That's good. Who was we playing?
Southampton 123s.
Fantastic. Good stuff. We are with Michael Bowers as well. Hi, Michael. Have you been to church today?
Not quite. Have you been to church today?
Yes, I have actually. Yeah, you're knocking my faith.
You got your prayers done.
All right, yes.
Oh, okay.
Right, and on the end we've got Dino. Dino, have you had a good day today?
Yeah, I've been Mr. Taxi Dean.
Oh, you've been running everybody about.
So you said downstairs.
You could do with some running.
So he said downstairs.
Right, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to review the match yesterday and talk all things Sunderland. We are live, which means you can join us via the live chat if you'd like to do that. Already in there, Sharky HD, it's me, man, is in there. Game Boy Ben, Man of the World. We seem to have upset him already, just with our little title down there saying, apparently we are a happy clapper channel. All we like to do is say it how it is and support the team, but everybody has their own opinion, and you're entitled to that, and you can give your opinions via the live chat if you would like to do so. What we're going to do also, because of that win yesterday, we are going to do a little poll, which I think, are you capable of setting that poll up? Down there, see there?
I'll take that as a no.
Just put Lee Johnson in or out. Just type that. Oh, I'll tell you.
How am I supposed to type it?
Well,
Do you want me to do it?
Right, okay. Listen, yesterday then. I'll do it, man. Behave yourself. I cannot trust you. We're going to do a poll in the chat there. So we'll see what the split is on Lee Johnson and Lee Johnson out after that win. So 2-0 yesterday. Home to Ipswich. Dino, overall performance, what did you think?
Shocking. It was a bad win. It was one of them games where I don't even think we should have won. I mean, we didn't really do anything until the last 10 minutes. It was just a very dull game. I thought defensively were really good. I thought we defended really, really well. The only saves Hoffman really had to make with them was that triple save in the second half. Or was it the first half or second half? It was one. I think it was the second half.
Is this the triple save you're talking about?
Yeah, that was the first half. That was the first half. The triple save in the first half. Other than that, he didn't really have much to do. I thought we defended well as a unit, but going forward, wow, we were awful going forward. We didn't even need to make Ipswich defend. We were literally just kicking the ball out of play. The link-up play was awful. I mean, I thought some of the players on the pitch were absolutely dreadful. I thought Evans was really, really bad. I thought Daniel had one of his worst games in a Sunderland shirt. And Gooch just does what Gooch does, where he's just all over the place. But we've grinded out the result. The main thing was getting the result, getting this losing streak out of the way, trying to build a little bit of confidence. There was some okay performances, I thought, like Luke O'Nien, Stuart ran his socks off like he always does. McGeady come on and played some nice crosses over the top. But this squad is really lack of confidence at the minute, and you could probably tell. But it was all about the result yesterday and bring on the next couple of games.
Just very quickly then, because I'm going to pass it around, but back to you, Dino. You say the squad's just lacking confidence. So are you saying the squad's good enough? It's just that they're down on confidence?
Well, I'm not. I don't think we've got the best squad in the league. I really don't. We were having this debate in the car. I don't believe we've got. I mean, I think Scott Fraser can walk into our midfield any day of the week if he wants to. We've got a couple of good players in the team, but as a squad, we've got a good squad, but we don't have the best squad in the league. As far as I'm concerned, we've got good aspects of the squad, but it's nowhere near the complete squad. The best squad we've had was the first season we dropped down, and it's gradually got worse over the seasons, but it's gotten better since last season, but it's still nowhere near where it needs to be. So
right, you know when I said just keep it brief because I want to pass it around.
I didn't hear you say keep brief. I just heard, did you say?
All right, no problem. That's fine. Michael, 2-0 to Sunderland against Ipswich. Overall performance for you?
Put it this way, it was probably one of the worst games of football I've ever seen. It wasn't very good. You could tell.
Have you not seen sort of Jack's refereeing performances?
Oh.
All right, go on, carry on.
In fact, he wasn't disputing it. It means he must agree.
Or I'm choosing to rise above it.
Oh yeah, okay, good on you. Good on you. Good on you. Well, first of all, I just want to quickly touch on the comment from AJJ saying we won for Graham Wright. Enough said, which obviously we know what's happened during the week. Rest in peace, mate. I'm sure everyone agrees on that. But as far as the performance itself was concerned, I mean, I think Dino just said lack of confidence. I think that kind of summed up why yesterday was as lethargic as it was. I agree with Dino. I think defensively we actually were good. Hoffman made that double, triple save, whatever you want to say. And in general, I think we restricted Ipswich quite well. I was surprised that they didn't really show more because I think they have got a good squad. But at the end of the day, it's one of those games where we just had to win it. Whatever way we did it, just win the game. I don't think it's going to live long in the memory. But the fact we scored 2 goals late on, even if we think we didn't deserve them, it could be a momentum changer. It could swing things back in our favour. So really, really poor game. But you're obviously going to be delighted with the win.
Right, fair enough. Shout out to Robert Foster, John Forbes on there, Mickey Stewart as well, friend of the show, Ricky, Dickie O, Alan Robinson says, hi lads, result a lot better than the performance, but we would take it, absolutely. Jeff Holcroft is there, the Spanner Man is in the chat, Richard Wiles as well. Man of the World says, I expect 6 points from the next 2 away games, nothing less. All right, Man of the World, if you get 6 points from the next 2 games, will that change your opinion on Lee Johnson? 2-0 to the lads at home yesterday. Jack, what do you think, overall performance?
Very lucky to come away with the 3 points in the end. I thought were absolutely dreadful. Taking 85 minutes to even register a shot on target says it all, really. I will give the lads credit on 2 things. First and foremost, we kept it tight at the back. Apart from the triple save Hoffman had to make, they didn't really ever challenge us. That was probably down to them being, not very good as well. But also, I thought we defended quite well and we held it together, which is something we've not seen a lot recently with batterings away at Portsmouth and Rotherham and such. And as well, I think we kept ourselves in it by just trying. A little bit of desire, a little bit of effort can go a long way. And as much as you were absolutely awful, going forward, every time we try to go and create a chance, balls getting played out of play, passes that were just completely overhit or underhit, Gooch doing Gooch things in terms of just, there was 2 or 3 nice passes getting played and then it will get to Gooch. And I'm singling him out here, but it's because I noticed him more than anyone else. And him and Embleton
makes a change from me.
Yeah, it was him and Embleton in particular, just putting crosses in, weren't even beating the first man, shots that were flying over the bar, no real cohesion, no real fluidity going forward. But we kept ourselves in it and we kept trying, we kept going at the very end. And I think we got very, very lucky in the end to even score once, never mind twice. I just hope that having won this game now, it might be the type of game that we need to be a bit of a momentum swinger.
That wasn't me.
That was me, I think.
My feet are
you? Right,
my feet are underneath us.
I just think that it might be a bit of a momentum swinger. Exactly what we need to just get us out of a bit of a rut. We've won a game of football. We didn't deserve to. We were absolutely terrible. But it just boosts the mood a little bit and everyone's picked up a little bit. And I just hope that now we've got 2 winnable games coming up within Shrewsbury and Cambridge. Hopefully we can go to them, and because we've got a bit of a renewed confidence about us, a bit refreshed, we might be able to get a result. But it needs to be better than that, because if we play like that every week, we will never get all that.
Right, okay, fair enough. Just very quickly on the chat, Tam has got a little bit of advice for us. He said, if we pull the camera back, we won't have to sit on each other's knees. Tam, there is a reason for us being like this. It's because myself, Jack and Dino are going to be travelling down to Arsenal in the van, and it's going to be a tight squeeze, so we're just getting used to being next to each other. And to be honest, we like being so close to Michael, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
So
I'm feeling a bit left out here.
Don't worry about
That's
that.
what we fill in, so you're not
DG Earth says good evening, everybody. Lauren Kenny's there as well. Janice Gregory and Emma, friend of the show, is getting married on Saturday. Says good evening, lads. And this is a message for Dino. She's got your dress ready. Because Dino,
you're still single.
Dino's been invited to be a bridesmaid at the wedding. To be honest, we said we was gonna get Dino fixed up.
Will there be a bra big enough?
With one of the brides. Well, you're very rude. To the rest of the panel. Yesterday, quickly for me, I have been going on about it being a blip, and I do think Lee Johnson should be given time to turn around this minor blip, as I say it. However, I just want to point out that yesterday's performance was absolutely unacceptable. We got the 3 points, but it was just shocking, and that's just not good enough.
Do you not think with the performance yesterday was kind of screamed for 80 minutes of a must not lose type performance rather than a...
No, because we were actually trying to go forward, we just couldn't do it.
No, but I just mean that in general with the system and the way that we were playing, we were a bit deeper than what we have tended to be at home. And I think we were prioritising just not conceding first, and then fair enough.
I think the intent was there. We were trying to go forward. We just weren't good enough. Our end product was shambolic.
Can I just say, try not to go off
sorry.
Like I said before we went on, I said, try not to go out of shot. Otherwise, Tam will be back on saying, I told you should have moved the camera further back.
Sorry, Tam. I mean, examples such as Embleton put a corner and a free kick in both in the first half in the space about 5 minutes, and either of which beat the first man. Gooch countless times with the ball out on the right-hand side in particular and just delivered a cross that was completely wayward or just lost the ball, fumbling about. I think we were actually trying to go forward, we just weren't good enough. Evans as well, giving the ball away all the time.
I just think at the end of the day, we were fortunate that, yes, Ipswich controlled the game without a doubt, without, to be honest, really doing anything. And had they been better in that final third, then, we could have been 3-0 down at half-time, even. Just very quickly on here, Tony Lee is in there. All right, Monkey, and the 3 Vs. I thought it was. This is.
I was going to say you not got the mug.
Well, there is the mug.
There we go.
There's the mug with the mug. Of course, that's.
Aha!
That's his. There it is.
There it is.
The 3 Vs mug.
What's that one above it?
And there he is.
The other photo you can select.
That's Martin Smith's dad. He ordered his own mug. There you go.
Right.
And it's got a picture of Terry on the other side. So there you go.
That's why I look so disappointed looking at it.
Right, okay.
Oh.
So that's all in the chat. Marion Crowells is in there as well. Hope everyone's all right. Just very quickly, got 153 people on the live stream at the moment. 36 likes. We like to try and hit 100 likes if we can on a Sunday, so just hit that thumbs up. It'll take you a second to do so. And if you are watching and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It's free to subscribe. We are trying to just get 14 people tonight to subscribe at that subscribe button, because that will take us to a magical figure. So we're just 14 away from that. Right then, the poll we're running at the moment, which is on the chat, if you can see that, a quick in and out. It's been fairly close, 50-50 on in and out, but because of that win yesterday, at the moment we're on 60%, 68% in, 32% is out still. Michael, 3 points yesterday. It wasn't pretty, wasn't a good performance. But does it matter that it's not a good performance?
In the context of yesterday's game on its own, no. Across the rest of the season, if we do play like that, then we probably won't find ourselves that fortunate. But again, I do put yesterday's performance down to a lack of confidence from the games beforehand. When we've just come off the back of getting battered against Rotherham and Sheffield Wednesday, we've got knocked out of the FA Cup by Mansfield. We've also, struggled to a draw against League Two Bradford, and obviously we lost on penalties, even though the penalty shootout was pretty pointless. So I put it down to that. I put it down to the fact that morale was low going into the game, and you could sense it around the ground. I think there wasn't as much positivity, even though I thought that it wouldn't surprise me if we did win, because no one's expecting it. But that's the point. No one was expecting it. So it depends. I think the fact we got a win, I think the fact that 2 goals we got late on could be huge. So it depends. If you ask, the next 2 games coming up, I think that you should be expecting, especially Shrewsbury, I think, even though we haven't got the right to do that, you've got to go and earn it. But for me, I'll be looking to dictate the game more in these type of games than I would against Ipswich. So, well, time will tell on that. Don't get me wrong, I would take that sort of result and not playing particularly great, but you want a mixture of both at the same time.
Right, okay, thanks, Michael. Just very quickly on the chat there, John T says LJ on borrowed time. Ian Davis is there, says you've had it on Tuesday. Come on, you Shrews were assuming that is obviously a Shrewsbury Town fan. Thanks for tuning in, Ian. And also, I just noticed Taffy Mackham on the chat there said Stuart desperately needs someone to play closer to him. When we saw the team line up yesterday and I saw that Broadhead was in there, I thought that was maybe how he was going to play, but he didn't, did he? He still played with the 4-2-3-1 system.
I was going to ask, do you think it was? Because I thought the first few minutes were lined up as 4-3-3 and then changed it to 4-4-2 somewhere,
I thought,
somewhere in the first half.
Well, when I looked at it, I thought he was playing 4-4-2. But then the more it went on, it's...
like I say, I thought we played 4-3-3 from the very first start of the game. Because that's the way it looked with Gooch on one side, Broadhead on the other, Stewart in the middle, then Embleton was part of the midfield. Then it seemed as if Embleton and Gooch became two wingers and Broadhead was playing just off Stewart. I thought we'd change it to 4-4-2.
That's what I thought it was.
To be honest, I could never really work out what it was.
Yeah, well, that's it. Like, but I mean, everybody's sort of saying, the 4-2-3-1. It did look like 4-4-2 for me. And to be honest, when I saw it like that, I got a little bit excited because I love that formation.
You did as well.
I did, honestly. Dino, 3 points yesterday. It wasn't pretty, but does it matter that it wasn't a good performance?
I don't think we were expecting the performance, to be fair. I mean, the way we have been playing, we've been getting...
I was. I mean, I went... First thing, when I sat down at my seat, the guy next to us, he said, what do you think then? I said, this is it. I said, we're going to, get back on track. And I did honestly think we was going to get a great performance and an easy win, honestly. And by first half, I was saying,
Did you actually think we were going to get an easy win?
Can I change my mind? Not an easy win, Michael. But I just thought we were going to kick in again and it was going to be all right.
I didn't think we would.
I just totally thought that. I mean, the way we've been playing, I don't think you can just switch it like that, where you go from playing so badly to just walking.
Well, how come we've gone from playing all right to all of a sudden playing so badly?
It takes a lot less for things to start going wrong, for things to start going right again.
Apologies. Before we came on air, I said the last thing I said to you, I said, don't keep drifting out of shot like that.
Sorry, Phil.
Right. Sorry about that. We're just having a domestic.
But yeah, I wasn't expecting it to be fluid and stuff, but I was just expecting it to be a little bit more compact, stop leaking these goals we've been leaking, and maybe just try and nick a goal. I wasn't expecting we to be playing like we were at the start of the season. It was always going to be a hard game. Ipswich are on good form at the minute.
I thought it'd be more of a basic performance than anything else.
It was just about getting the basics right.
That's what I mean, yeah.
We've got the basics right in the defending aspect, but going forward, we're just totally awful. And obviously, the goal came from a corner where I don't even think I knew much about it. It just hit him in the face and it bounced in. It took ages to go in. And then the penalty, I didn't even know what happened with the penalty. I don't even know how it was a penalty or what. I didn't actually see what happened. The referee was awful all game. He was happy enough giving us yellow cards, giving Lee Johnson yellow cards, but he was keeping these cards in pockets for their tackles. So it was a bit. The referee was awful. He gave away a pen, but I'm not going to say, the referee was good because he gave away a pen. The referee was awful, and apparently it wasn't even a pen. So just on a whole, it was just all about getting the result. Well, it was just all about the results. That's all that mattered. Getting the win, getting this monkey off the back of monkey off the back for for obviously 3 losers in a row. So
3 losers in a row.
3 losers. 3 losers.
Our primary school is in South Shields.
3 losses.
Right, just quickly, I want to go to the chat. I'm miles behind it here. Michael Bramley says, hello, gentlemen. Really appreciate the stream. As always, you're amazing at what you do. Thank you very much for that, Michael. Was gutted we won, as it's another lifeline for Johnson. That's
come on, Michael.
It's opinions, though, isn't it? It's all everybody. Is entitled to an opinion, and some people, he's never gonna win round. Now it's just gone too far. There's Alan Gardner says Johnson and can't keep sacking managers.
Every time, I think he meant to say.
Right,
by the way, are we still not like only a couple of points off the top 2? Like
we're 3 points off
what's
second.
Going on?
Over the top,
bottom half.
If we win the 2 games in hand over the top team, then we're top. We're 5 points.
So why all of a sudden we're going to get rid of a manager when we're still in like the hunt for top 2? Like I don't get it.
It's all about opinions in it, and like I said, some people won't be won over by it. Jeff Holcroft Spiderman says, "Can we get Philly on a typing course?" Sorry about that, Jeff. What happened was my caps lock was on, and I was getting caps when there shouldn't have been caps and stuff like that, and my OCD wouldn't allow me to put it out there. So, but thanks for pointing that out, Jeff. So
it's about a dog way to type that.
Jack, 3 points yesterday. So does it matter that it wasn't pretty?
It does, because if you perform like that every single week over the course of a season, you aren't going to get promoted. In fact, you probably get relegated. If you perform, like Philly, if you perform like that every week, you probably get relegated. Because any decent team, I think, would have battered us yesterday.
Right, listen, you're missing the question, right? It's 3 points yesterday, right? And it was a terrible performance, right?
It was, yeah.
But does that matter? Because we got the 3 points. I know what you're saying. If we play like that every week and we lose, then of course, obviously.
Of course, man. All I'm trying to say is that it can't be ignored, the performance. What I don't want this to become is, we won, we've got a clean sheet.
Wait there. Last season, Parkinson, it was exactly the same. We're winning games, we're playing poor, and everyone was like, it doesn't matter as long as we get the result. Everyone needs to make their mind up.
Well, I just think that over the course of the season, if you played like how we did yesterday,
that's not sustainable if you want to get wins.
That's my point.
Yeah.
You wouldn't get anywhere near that top two. So the performance needs to be better. So of course it matters.
Right. So we perform like that every week, but we get the 3 points. Then are you saying that you wouldn't?
No, because if you perform like that every week, you can't get 3 points every week.
But we did. Yesterday.
These things happen once in a blue moon where you have a terrible performance.
All right. Let's just say
it took us 85 minutes to get a shot on target.
All I want is an answer. Listen, all right. But listen, right? We perform like that for every single game for the rest of the season. But we get the 3 points.
That won't happen.
No, listen.
It won't happen.
No. How can you say it won't happen?
Right.
How can you say it won't
theoretically?
happen? How do you know that won't happen?
Because you cannot perform.
How do you know that won't? You can't say it.
Okay, hang on, right. I'll make a comparison. You know when we played Burton at the start of the season, right? Burton were doing that a lot. They were scraping through games 1-0. What's happened to Burton? They've dropped off.
Exactly. All I can say. Hang
on. If to answer your question, if we were playing like that every week, we were getting 3 points. If that was happening, then yes, I wouldn't complain.
Yeah, but I'm asking Jack.
I know, but I'm going to answer for you instead.
All right, so I was going to come to you anyway.
Oh, there you go. Fine. You ask Jack now.
The thing is, right? You can't. For one, you can't say that won't happen. Because
wait, I can't because one.
No,
right.
No, okay. How do you know? Have you got a crystal ball? Do you know that that's not going on? I'm just putting this out there hypothetically, right? Listen, we play like that every single week, but we get 3 points. Are you happy or not?
If that happens, yes, of course, because we get promoted. But my point is, if you perform like that every week, you won't get anywhere near the top two. In fact, you'll be closer to the relegation zone. Because if you perform like that every week, you get battered every week.
But see, the point of the question is what I'm trying to say, right? How important is it that so long as we get the 3 points, how important is it that we have a good performance? It doesn't really matter, surely.
It does at this point of the season. When you
if we get the 3 points, does it matter if we play rubbish?
In one game, at one isolated game, maybe it's not over the course of the season.
You should have been a politician. Honestly, man.
Thanks, Phil.
What I would say is in certain games, I think that's the right attitude to have. I think when we go away to, say, Wigan or we go away to Wickham, Ipswich, whatever, in those sort of games, I think those games are get the result no matter how well you do it. Because there's a good chance we're not going to go to those places and out-football them. If you look at Rotherham, there's an example. We went to Rotherham and tried to out-football them. What happened? We got beat 5-1. So in certain games, fair enough. But I think across the season, if you wanted to get automatic promotion, to increase your chances, there's a good chance you're going to need to play better than that. But yesterday was down to the fact we didn't have much confidence. So if we do get confidence back, I don't think we will play like that.
We were very lucky. We were very lucky to win yesterday.
We shouldn't have won that.
You can't get lucky 30 odd times.
We stole it. Listen, Terry's in there. Hiya, Terry. Terry, to be honest, I'm so regretting having Jack on tonight instead of you because honestly, can
I ask you?
Well, can I finish? Can I just go to Terry first here? Philly needs some sleep because he's not smiled yet, and then he also says further down there, it's a stupid question. Jack is spot on.
Thanks, Terry. I always knew.
Wait there. Wasn't Terry the last one who says, I take care of the play as long as we get the result? Wasn't he the advocate for that last season under Parkinson?
Let him have his say why he's not here because
I'm positive that was his attitude because I was going on about performances and Terry's like, I didn't give a shit as long as they win. I don't care how they perform. And I was going on, we can't perform like that every week because we won't win every week. If you stop playing good football, it brings in confidence and you end up winning games. And Terry was like, no, as long as you get the result, I didn't give a shit how they play. And that was Terry's attitude last season. Why is it all of a sudden has that changed?
No offensive language, please.
Do you not do it like?
No.
Well, John Small sums it up here. Says scruffy wins happen. Doesn't matter, even if it comes off someone's. Oh, I should have read that first.
Yeah, scruffy wins happen every now and again. But how many games do you win?
Will you stop going out of shot, man?
Honestly,
I'm gonna.
Well, I'm getting wound up. Hey, there's no need to keep touching this. I'm going to move further. I'm going to move further that way if you keep touching.
Barcelona back in the day used to play fantastic football, but still would get beat. It doesn't matter. You've got to like perform how you do on the day. It doesn't matter. You can perform mint on a day and still get beat, or perform crap and get the win. You perform it as it is on the day. Well, Terry says Angry Dino. Yeah,
Angry Dino.
Still a V. We're all V's.
Cheers, Terry.
Thank you.
God.
Right, Philly, I've got a question for you.
Right, go on.
To get promoted to the top 2, how many games would you need to win in a season?
To get promoted in the top 2?
Yeah.
I think you need at least, 85 points? Or what are we on now?
We're on 31. We're 31
so
points.
whatever that works out.
So over the course of the season, would that work out as roughly, 25 to 30 wins?
Listen.
Are you telling me you can perform at that and win that many times?
No.
Are you telling me you can get lucky that many times?
No, listen, what I'm saying, Jack, I'm saying you're missing the point of the question. If we play like that, right, every week, the chances are we will get beat.
That's all I was trying to say.
Right.
There we go.
Yes, but that's
discussion over.
No, because that's not what the question was. What I'm saying is, yes, I agree. Playing like that every week, the chances are we will lose the game.
Agreed.
However, if that wasn't the case and we happened to get the 3 points, would it matter that we played like we did yesterday?
Well,
it wouldn't matter.
If we managed to get promoted, then technically
yes, so it wouldn't matter, would it?
But it's a pointless discussion because if you played like that every single week, then you wouldn't win every single week.
No, you
can't
get that because you don't know that.
You cannot get.
You don't know that.
You cannot get.
You can't say if you play like that every single week, you won't.
Okay, so Jack, what you say is that in that scenario, if we would to play like that every week and win, it wouldn't be a problem. But realistically, that's probably not going to happen.
Yes,
not probably.
A bit of intelligence.
It certainly would.
Fine.
There's no problem about it.
A bit of intelligence, finally. From Harry Potter's biggest fan here. How was your trip, by the way?
It was very good. It was better.
We don't want to about it. We don't want to.
All I'll say is it was much better than watching the Mansfield game.
Right. Okay. Dino.
Yes.
I forgot what the question was now.
About playing well.
I think we've done that. We've done that anyway. Right. Just very quickly, 75 likes we've got already. 187 people on the live stream. Just hit the thumbs up, and then we can hit our 100 likes. 4 people don't like us, but that's your progress if you can do that. And we are just trying to get 14 more people to hit our subscribe button. It's free to subscribe. So if you're watching and you haven't subscribed, please just hit the subscribe button, and that will help us out immensely.
Seen that comment at the bottom.
No, you read it out.
Fine. It says, Jack, what school do you go? This is from Fulwell 007. Jack, what school do you go to? Have they got a high exam pass rate?
You know, I previously attended St.
He went to St. Anthony's. He went to.
I
Right,
no longer attend school.
Right. John Small says, guys, it's all about going up. We don't care how we do it. It's a must. That's all I was trying to point out.
If you can get lucky 25 to 30 times in a season, I would agree.
Taffy Mackham's calling you Mystic Jack because he's got a crystal ball.
Let's talk to my balls, Taffy.
Oh, Jack, man, it's a Sunday. In the
It's a church day. Apologies. I'll say that for Thursday.
He doesn't regret it still.
Stephen Clark on there says average points for first place is 93.5. Oh, going to get half a point somewhere. Second, 86.7. I know it's the average, so don't write
90 points a season. You can probably
90 points a season would at least get you second.
Which is, you're talking what 22, 23 wins probably.
Well, how many wins? We've got 10
can't
wins.
Get lucky that many times.
We've got 10 wins now, so you need another 20 probably to finish in the top 2, I would say.
All right. Well, Ian Davis is back on there. Our Shrewsbury Town fan obviously says we'll be at each other's throats after Tuesday night. You're very confident, Ian Davis, down there. That's all I can
considering the
say.
relegation as well.
And well, don't say that. Look,
well, we'll find out. We'll find out on Tuesday.
Well, we wish everybody well in this league, and apart from the time we played, as simple as that. So, and thanks for tuning in, Ian. But you are very confident. So we do expect you back.
Do you want a stat then, just to point that out? The last 2 times we went to Shrewsbury, we've lost.
I hate playing Shrewsbury. Nothing against them. I hate
statistics.
Well, I hate you. So.
Is there a need for that?
Get out the house.
That was a little bit harder.
Just
Actually,
go out of shop then, do that.
DJ, he's looking old.
Right, Tony
Is
Lee.
that about Phil?
Tony Lee.
Bottom comment.
Tony Lee says, even if LJ got his promotion, I'd get rid of him. He would struggle massively in the championship. Probably would. Well, maybe would, and that's fair enough. But he's got to get us out of this league. That's what he's got to do. So we got the 3 points yesterday, and so everybody now has gone from being Lee Johnson out, and everybody now is behind him, backing him. Let me have a quick look at the.
71% of people.
Hang on, we're just 71% of people now
people.
are happy to have him in. 29% out, and a lot of people were saying, Terry being one of them, that will give him the Ipswich game. To be fair, when we interviewed people in the fan cams after the match yesterday, which if you haven't seen, by the way, they are on the channel, make sure you check those out. A lot of positivity, less people shouting for him to be out, and more people saying he deserves to have a chance. So we're fully behind him now. Michael?
Well, even with this run that we had recently, I still wouldn't say I was Johnson out. I still said I was Johnson in, but
you've always been Johnson out.
No comment. I was always saying that I was in favour of Lee Johnson, and I think that at Bristol City, the last 2 seasons he was there, he went on bad runs, but then was able to turn it around and go on quite long good runs, whether it was unbeaten or winning runs. The problem that he's going to have is that this streaky Lee thing's going to follow him around everywhere he goes until that bad run stops, or blip, as Phil likes to call it. So, and we're in a league where we need to be finishing in the top 2, and to do that, we can't afford to have many bad runs. For me, yes, I still like Lee Johnson. Remember, we had to change a lot of things at the club over the summer, so I do like a lot of what he is trying to do. But it's just a question of, hopefully this is the start of a winning run, or at least a good long unbeaten run with 2/3 of the games being wins. But yes.
All right. Just very quickly, Mizu on the chat says, Philly, how much to get you to bungee jump from the stadium? I'm really scared of heights, but if it was something for charity, we could arrange that. So long as it's not too long.
How much to bungee jump with no bungee?
Well, very cool. I'm sure a lot of people would pay for that. Also, I had to stop myself then. Colin Major says, no wrong with St. Aidan's, Jack, the best school in Sunderland. Just ask Mickey Winters. Down there, Jimmy. I never wanted LJ out.
Lee Howie, you want to say this?
It's not a case of saying, and I've been on this channel saying he should be given a chance, but it's not a case of wanting to come on and say, there you go, I told you so. It's all about, we all want the same thing. We all want someone to be successful at the end of the day. Everybody has different opinions.
But not at the start of the day. We set this when we got this new structure in the club at the start of the season with having the director of football, and how it says we're going to build from the ground up and stuff like that. And I just think we need to give them time to let this work. We're not a full season in really with it, and already people are wanting to change, not trust the hierarchy and what they're doing. Dino, is everybody now behind Lee Johnson?
I'm behind Lee Johnson. I think he's doing a good job. He's still up there. It's not like we're in the bottom half of the table. We're only 6 points off the top 2 with 2 games in hand or whatever it is.
6 points off top. 5 points off top.
5 points off top and 2 games in hand.
3 points off second.
So I'm not all for this just because a manager loses 4 games or 3 games in the league. We're offload him. The best managers in the world have blips. Jurgen Klopp had blips with Liverpool, and he's got a min squad. Mourinho had him with different teams. Every manager has a blip. We're going on like we're the only team who has a little bit of a blip. All teams do. So I seen that, to be fair.
Thanks. Thanks for the support.
So what are you going to do every time a manager loses 3 games? He's going to get rid. People want to get rid, but can't give a good idea who they want in. They give the most unrealistic. We want Keane in. We want Daniel Farker in. Be realistic. I'm not being funny. Who else are you going to, at this level? Who else are you actually going to be able to get in?
I think as well, it's not just about at this level. It's who's going to come in to work under a director of football, and to apply this philosophy and whatever that Speakman has been brought in to establish, and that's
why someone like Keane wouldn't work, because he wouldn't want to work
exactly.
Under that.
It's I think the reason Johnson was brought in above anything else is because he ticks the boxes, and he's one piece in a puzzle that fits into what KLD is trying to achieve.
I'm not going to say this person isn't the problem, but this is a problem we have at club. Taffy Mackin just said, we're talking about League One here. We are in League One. We are a League One club. Why do we think we're better than League One?
I agree.
This is what we are, a League One club. We're going on, we should be walking this league. We have not even the best squad in League One. So why we're saying, Dean, it's League One? We are just another team.
We are League One, but while we're here, the expectation is going to be to get automatic
and guess what?
promotion.
There's a lot of teams. There's a lot of teams in the same boat who expect promotion.
That's true, but it doesn't mean we shouldn't have it just because other teams have expectations.
Right. But we're going on like we should be going because we are Sunderland means nothing. When people say we are Sunderland, what to a team, to another team, that's just a name of a football team. It means absolutely jack shit.
It's something that me and you'll say all the time. We get sick of this narrative of just because we're a club that's bigger than every other in the division, that's got a larger fan base than every other in the division, that's spent a decade in the Premier League, just because of our history and those other external factors, people think that we should just be automatically expected to go. Well, don't get us wrong, I expect us to go up, but not because we're Sunderland, because we put together a squad that ends up getting points.
That's definitely.
I know, but I did ask.
That's a bit of realism here.
That is definitely true. But just because you have to earn the right doesn't mean not going up isn't a failure.
What happens? Well, people's gets clouded by the fact that we've got a Premier League stadium. We have Premier League fans, a fan base, which is Premier League. But we are not a Premier League team. We're in League One, and so people say, we should be walking this league. This is where we're at, and this is what we can afford. It's
the size of the stadium and the size of the fan base
doesn't make you a big club
in it as well. It doesn't necessarily mean you've got a good team of players. There's no real correlation.
Fullwell 007 says LJ will improve the team in January. He'll know what and who he needs. This is why we're saying, he should be given time. Jeff Allcroft, Brian, what did he say? Do you think Plymouth will stay top two? Well, they've had a good start, but whether they can.
League One's
I was going to say whether they can keep it up. Or I'm sat next to a child and he's making a new.
Isn't League One? It's like all leagues. On any given day, any team can beat anybody. That's why I want to win every game, but that's not realistic, because at the end of the day, a team in the relegation zone can actually just turn you over on the day. It's not like back in the old days where if Man United were playing a relegation team, they'd smash them and everyone would know it. And it's not like that anymore. Football's changed heaps and bounds out. There's no such thing as a bad team, because on any given day, any team can beat anyone. And that's been proven time and time again.
And I think every team goes through good and bad form. How many times have we seen Peterborough, for example, year after year, would have a period where they just blitz the league and then just completely drop off? It was almost like Leeds. Portsmouth in the first season, League One, how great were they when they started, and they just completely drop off. Not to talk about Plymouth in this way, it's just every team, and it just feels as if every team in League One, and we're no different ourselves.
Exactly.
You play brilliant for a while, then you completely drop off. And I just think maybe our fans aren't really used to knowing how League One works, maybe.
Right, fair enough. Are you behind LJ?
100%. I mean, I was Johnson in before the game anyway.
Right, okay, that's good. Right, back on the thanks for your kind comments there, Fullwell 007. We're just 8 people away from 100 likes. If 8 people can just hit the thumbs up, please, if you would. And don't forget, hit the subscribe button. We're just looking for 14 people to hit the subscribe button tonight, if you could, and that'll take us to a magical figure. I don't know if it's just me, but when we've had this bad run of form, I think our passing has been absolutely shocking. It's like we can't seem to pass the ball to each other.
That's Lee Johnson's fault, because he passes the ball from him.
we seem to give it away a lot. Do they need to be in training, practicing the passing? I mean, these are professional footballers. I mean, is this just purely a lack of confidence, Jack?
I don't think you can excuse such wayward passing as just a lack of confidence. I think it's just basic football ability. I mean, Corey Evans was one player yesterday I noticed in particular. constantly just like short little passes you'd expect a child to be able to make, and they're going wayward. I don't think that's got anything to do with confidence. That part of the game, anyway. I don't know what it's.
You know what it is. You know what it is. It's a lack of quality. That's what it is. A lack of quality.
The thing is, though, I mean, people.
Lack of quality.
Well, I'll tell you what. Is it just a confidence thing, Michael? That our passing's just. I mean, it is. It's schoolboy stuff. It really is. It's shocking, and it's not all about that. It's not just been yesterday. You know, the passing over these last few games for me has been the biggest problem to us. That's why we've ended up losing a lot of the games, Michael.
For me, it's a mixture of that and players not taking responsibility. That's what it's been. Nothing for me. It's nothing to do with the quality. It's to do with the fact that in certain games we just haven't. I know that Jack was having a laugh at it, but in the corner we're here. But it is application, in my opinion, it is down to. Was he laughing at Dino's driving?
No, I made a comment that said Michael's been in the car 12 minutes.
Yeah,
he's already managed to see his favourite word, application.
Yeah, basically. So, how long have we gone through on here without me mentioning it?
41 minutes.
41 minutes. That's a record for me. But either way, I mean, for me, it is down to lack of application in recent games and down to a lack of confidence. That's football. Unfortunately, is about a game of confidence. And if you look at it, after we beat Crewe, take Portsmouth out of it because that was like a water polo rather than actual football. We had confidence, and I think people could say that Crewe. I mean, I think you guys were watching the Crewe game. You could probably say that some of the passing in that game was really, really good. Although a lot of it could be down to that Crewe weren't very good. But still, I mean, I don't know. We'll go on, Jack. You want to say something?
When it mattered against Crewe, like we were clinical. You know, when we got the ball at the final,
and that's confidence.
The passing was very slick. The overall performance wasn't really that good. We didn't really dominate the game at all. However, when we got in the final third, it was, you know, on a few crucial occasions we didn't count.
Because I mean, that's the point. That's why I said that getting those 2 late goals yesterday could change the confidence and and honestly get the morale back up again. Because if you get the morale back up again, we probably will play better. And so I agree. Yeah, the passing in recent games has been poor. There's so many times yesterday that we gave the ball away in needless situations. But I think again, if we get if the mentality's right, as in if we get ourselves in the right frame of mind and we feel a bit more upbeat about things, I think we will start being braver. We will start trying more things, and chances are it will come off. For me, that's what it is.
John Small says not many teams had 31,000 yesterday. Again, you can't knock the support.
You can't, but that doesn't mean that the players should necessarily be performing at a certain
I'm not saying just because we're getting 31,000 we should.
But it's on the other note that just because you don't have the right, I'm sick of this. Just because you don't have the right doesn't mean you can't have expectations. If we can't have expectations to go up from League One,
which I would agree with, but I almost feel as if some fans go, well, because we've got a big stadium and we pack it out.
No, we don't have the God-given right.
Sure, we get promoted. It's like, no, it doesn't really work like that.
No, don't get me wrong. If we went into games where thinking we have the God-given right, we won't win, and that's justified. But you can also say at the same time that if we do, we're not happy being in League One.
Nobody should say, it's saying that you can't have expectations. Like I said, at the end of the day,
sometimes expectations make you a really toxic person, though.
The thing is, we go back to the thing where we said we all want the same thing. We all want, we all want a team playing in the Champions League. Don't laugh, right? Because that's what we want, right? The problem is the expectations. Some people, want it now. What is the point of putting this new system in place where we're building from the ground up so that in future, when we eventually make it to the Premier League, we stay in the Premier League and we become a team, playing for European places instead of doing that, making it up there, back down again, here we go. And that's what we're trying to achieve. Now, getting rid of managers and doing that, let's give these guys a chance of putting this, of achieving what they've tried to say they're going to do. Instead of doing it the same old way, get rid of managers, back and forth.
It's about having a long-term sustainable plan. That means you're not constantly trying to have to think on your feet. You've got players constantly coming through the academy. You've got a good way of playing football. You're making a good amount of money. You can sustain yourself as a club. You're not having to think on your feet, thinking, who we're going to get in next? Who we're going to get in next? What player can we get in to save us? You know what I mean? It's about the long-term plan.
Right, just very quickly, enjoy your fishing, says I voted in because he's a Lincoln fan. I don't know why. Well, I don't know. He's Dino, I'll tell you what, I'm going to change the question for you.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Are you all right with that?
Yeah. Fine.
105 likes now anyway, 196 people on the live stream, thanks for that. And we still need 12 people to hit that subscribe button. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, it's free to subscribe. Just smash that subscribe button.
With this 12 people?
12 people will take us to a magical figure, and I shall tell you what that is.
I was thinking
when we come off air.
Okay.
All right. Dino, Lee Johnson's substitutes yesterday. What did you think of them?
Now I'm trying to think of who he brought off. I know Pritchard came on for, I think it was Embleton. I thought Embleton was awful.
Embleton was poor.
I thought that change needed to be done. Evans came off for
Pritchard?
I don't know. Evans came off for someone else.
No, Pritchard.
Was it Giacu?
No, Giacu came on.
McGeady. It was McGeady, Pritchard, and Giacu.
I think the changes were needed because Evans was really, really poor.
I can't believe I thought Giacu would have been a straight swap for Gooch.
I was amazed Gooch didn't come off.
But he didn't. But carry on, sorry.
The thing is with Gooch, he does the defence. He will get back. He will run about for you. But
said the subs if anyone wants to.
When he's on the ball, he's terrible. Anyway,
Evans
and Broadhead went off.
Just thank Dane because he's our new stats man because
I can't be bothered to do it.
I did think Broadhead was playing quite well. I thought Broadhead was trying. He tried to take players on, but I did think when McGeady came on, he came on and gave her a bit creativity. I mean, he came straight on. He lobbed the ball over the top for Winchester.
He lobbed it out, right?
Lobbed it out for Winchester. And Winchester, a confident Winchester, would have smacked that bottom left corner. He just wouldn't pull the trigger.
Was it not a bit awkward from forward?
No, because he was dribbling with the ball. He was dribbling with the ball.
I was up the other end of the stadium, behind the goal, so I might have,
He brought the ball down. He was dribbling with it, right? He was dribbling with the ball and he just didn't pull the trigger. He was like in two minds to whether to pull it or not. So when McGeady came on, he gave her a bit of creativity. I didn't see much of Pritchard. I didn't think he really affected the game. And Giacu did have a nice couple of runs down the left side. I think he won the corner for the score. And again, we haven't even touched on the. We haven't even touched.
Oh, we're not touching. We wouldn't need 47 minutes.
That's my phrase.
We haven't even spoke on the penalty decision or anything. We haven't spoken on a lot of things, but substitutions wise, I mean, the options aren't exactly what they were at the start of the season with some of the injuries, but some of the players did deserve to come on.
All right, hang on then. I'll tell you what we'll do, Dino. What did you think of the penalty decision?
I didn't see it.
We know that Dino didn't see the penalty.
Would any of you like to enlighten us what happened?
Stewart lashed it towards in the general direction of the goal, and they got given
handball. But it was like
it was not to say whether I thought it was a penalty or not.
Oh, I thought you were about to fall on with the referee.
All I'll say is that the opposition, the defender was very close to Stewart.
So really, the referee made another bad decision.
Well, to be honest, in the fan cam interviews afterwards, a couple of people said they were criticising the referee, saying how bad he was, and then said, even the penalty, what he gave us wasn't a penalty.
It wasn't. Because even when Ross Stewart was having the shot, I think it was in the Sala, the Ipswich defender, when he was having the shot, it happened literally within like a metre of each other. It was very hard for him to, even if the arm was like stretched out to try and block the ball, it was very difficult to get it out of the way because it happened so quickly. But yeah, I mean, I think there was a couple of people in the chat saying it wasn't a penalty, and I agree. If I was Ipswich, I think I'd have every case to be livid at that.
Well, I'll let you get your question in a sec. Jeff Allcroft says Ipswich fans seemed a lot happier with their manager than us. Yes,
probably more expectations.
I've also heard Ipswich fans who are not happy with him, which I don't get. Jack's got a question apparently.
There was a shout.
Put your hand up. On the speed, right? Yes.
It was a shout for a penalty in the first half. Ross Stewart was running through on goal.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
He should have been booked
in the penalty box. And to be fair, I actually thought he messed it up because he was hesitant. If a few months ago he would have just lashed it into the back of the net, but he seemed to wait until he died a little bit. He ended up getting tripped. He went down. There was an alleged.
Do you think it was a penalty?
I'm not going to say yes or no. We'll go along the line. Dino, did you think it was a penalty?
I thought he was looking for it. I thought he was going to shoot his body. He chopped it, didn't he? And then he got his body in the worst possible angle because he was caught square, and he looked like he just fell to the floor. I thought it was soft. I didn't think it was a penalty.
Michael?
I think that one, at least you could maybe, some people would argue it's a penalty. For me, probably not. I think that was more annoyed Stewart didn't have a shot there. But yeah, I'd probably say no.
Overall, I was just annoyed that Stewart didn't do what he would normally do, regardless.
That I was saying I was exactly the same.
Well, yeah, I was annoyed he did not have a shot. I think he totally faked it. I think he should have been booked for it. I was over the moon he did it because my fan cam interviews, I was trying to get in as many Ed Sheeran songs as I could, and one of his songs is Dive, so I better use that.
I thought it was quite funny.
Did he dive? There you go.
Well, not all of us listen to Ed Sheeran. No, I just
thought, you're not going to Ed Sheeran like?
Why is that? He's not bad like, to be fair.
Oh, is that a ginger thing?
Sorry. So, Jack, I just thought I'd ask everyone because I know it's something a lot of people have been talking about.
So, Jack, can I ask you a question? What's your thoughts on the referee yesterday in general?
Well, he's not going to answer. So
I know. I was just trying to put him on the spot.
The referee was just awful.
It's the same as always, isn't it?
Like, I don't even think we should comment on referees until one of them actually has a good game, because we're always seeing the same.
And when they do, can we mention that? Because there is the odd
I think from now on, don't mention the referees unless they have a good game, because the refereeing in this league is dross, and it always has been. And if we do get a good referee who actually has a good game, we'll say it. But the referees are all the same. They like to give Sunderland yellow cards. I mean, even I know Fane says, all Johnson does is some of his hands in his pocket, but he's done a lot more because he got yellow carded. So
I tell you what, he was getting very animated yesterday. He didn't just have his hands in his pockets then. So
I mean, the thing is, I was saying the thing is talking about the referees yesterday. I think it's just I just wanted just to prove that we don't just talk about the referees when we get beat. We talk about them when we win as well. Even when we do win, some of the decisions...
You give a penalty and you might say, exactly, good referee. Yeah. The referee was shocking.
I know, like I said, that penalty was laughable, the one that we got up. You're not complaining, you take it, but in general, the referees in this league, the standards are just atrocious.
Most of the stadium thought he was giving a goal kick.
Well, so I thought it was either going to be a corner or it was going to be like a goal kick to...
I just heard a massive cheer, because I was literally walking to the top of the stairs. Like,
that's so she came in and everybody cheered. Come here.
Saying Jack, well, Jack, do you know, if you were still on the ground, you know, for the first goal, I don't know about you, when 09 scored, it took me a few seconds to register.
Well, it did with us.
Because the ball's so slowly moving.
The ball bounced so slow in off the ground, and the goal, I thought it was out wide.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, we scored.
When I watched it back, the reason why that was able to happen
bounced off the ground
is because the keeper came out ridiculously
because
early.
The keeper embraces in the league.
Completely lost track of where the ball was, and it was just left an open goal. But obviously, I was up the other end of the stadium as well. It almost felt as if it happened in slow motion.
I thought it did. I was surprised. I didn't think it was.
I just kind of saw the ball hit the back of the net, and I was like, did someone head of that, or like, you know?
I was just thinking, is it a goal kick? Oh, it's a goal. Get in.
It just like it bounced. Did it bounce twice before it went to the goal?
Once, but it was like a really big, deep bounce. And
yeah, I think everybody got. I mean, we didn't realise it was in, and then it was in, and you like jumping up. Right, just very quickly.
It's like Karen. She doesn't even realise when it's in.
How old are you again? How old? Right. Well, act like it.
To be fair, I must admit, for me, for 09 getting the goal, I think it topped off a really good performance. He's got a lot of stick recently. He went the left back where he doesn't normally play, and I thought he had a solid game, and it topped it off with a man of the match performance with a goal, because I honestly thought he was class.
I think he was a lot better than he's been in the middle of midfield, but I've seen a lot of people praising him, and I still don't think that's good.
No one can say that Evans played any better than Luke 09 did yesterday.
No, don't get it wrong.
And don't forget, Evans is technically a lot better than 09, but it just shows you don't have to be a technically good midfielder to be better.
Right, look, listen now, because we need to whiz through stuff now, because we've only got 7 minutes left on that. Just very quickly, Terry says Ed Dino, so I think he means, Ed Dino? Well, Dino Sheeran. I think so. It's
surely Ed Elgar.
Would have worked.
I thought you were saying I was having a fat head or something.
Ed Dino. Well, that as well. The reason we won yesterday, Conor Thane, was to be fair, LJ was more animated.
That makes all the difference.
I'm sure Thane just said like. Couple of comments ago, he had his hands in his pockets.
Yeah, well,
now he's changed his mind.
He did have his hands in his pockets yesterday, and I was thinking, is this going to raise his ugly head again? Anyway.
His name's Stan.
Listen. I'm sorry. Well, honestly, we've got a 12-year-old on the panel down.
Jack's not sorry.
Man of the World says, the happy clapper mindset, lacking ambition, we will stay in this lead.
It's got nothing to do with the fans. We can be happy clappers. It's all about the board.
It's not about being happy clappers. And why is our ambition any less than anyone else's?
Exactly.
The fact you call us happy clappers, I call us supporting the team, getting behind the team. Our ambition is no greater or no less than anybody else. So, you know, to say that. Oh, thanks, Jack. I needed that. Will you get back in shot?
Well, you know what, right? We're happy clappers. That means they're negative clappers. They're the negative
Boo
ones.
boys. Boo boys.
Boo boys. That what we call them. Boo boys.
You're the Dominator.
Not anymore.
Not
anymore.
Where is Tino?
Yeah.
Who are you and what have you done with Gino?
There, you can't miss him.
Right, listen.
No, I'm not. It's because you're genuine.
Look, we've got 5 minutes left. There's loads.
We're never going to get through it, Philly. Just
loads we managed to do. Let's go on to let's go on to Shrewsbury because Tuesday night, 7:45 kickoff. What sort of teams he play? Same again. Would you bring any? I mean, any of the sub? Would you start McGeady?
Potentially.
I mean, McGeady changed the game. Do you not agree?
Yeah, he did, but is that not because he came on later in the game when there was tired legs? You know, it's something that's easier to come on. Something that's harder, but something that's easier to come on as a substitute because the game's been
Can
playing.
I just quickly jump in there? John T says passing yesterday was lousy, lack of class. McGeady passed well.
I agree with that, man.
Yeah, I agree. Like he did come on and had a touch of class that we didn't
I think
have.
the point you're making is that he wouldn't have necessarily had the same effect if
No,
he started the game as
Not
opposed
that he
to
definitely wouldn't have, but like
no, but the fact he came off, he looked better because he came off the bench.
Sometimes it's easier to come off the bench and make an impact than it is to do it for minute one. That's all.
And at his age, being
you all want to talk.
well, man, I'm ancient, I know, but away in football age. Come on,
I mean, bearing in mind we've got a game on Tuesday and then Saturday as well, so you know we have to manage the squad, whatever's not injured.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I would change, to be honest.
Gooch out, Evans out.
Oh, right. I actually Gooch definitely. I mean, who would you bring in for Evans though?
Maybe put Winchester in the middle and try someone else at right back.
But who would you then try at right back? Is the only question.
Bring one of the kids in. Someone
Like wait. What I would say is,
can I just
can I just point out Kent Richardson's now out on loan, so he's not even with us. So that will probably be the next. That's like the first choice at right back.
Can I just also say that we're on 57 minutes here, so we're trying to quickly whiz this around. So try and keep it brief. Tony Lee says we might be on one of Streaky's winning runs. That's
hopefully
another thing. People are saying, oh, it's one win, and so everybody, the happy clappers are out again. Who's to say? You know, they're happy to go Streaky. Oh, he goes on Lee's losing runs and what have you. Who's to say now it's not a start of a winning run?
Sometimes it takes a lucky result like that.
Well, I was going to say
start something.
Right, okay. Dino, team tomorrow, anybody you'd have in and out?
Tomorrow.
Sorry, Tuesday. It's you, man, honestly. Having a child on the panel.
It's dementia's kicking in.
I mean, there's not a lot of options you can actually do with injuries, blah blah blah. But I mean, I would probably take Evans out if you can put someone else in centre midfield. If not, keep him in. Maybe get Gooch out for Giorgio or something like that.
Gooch out at all costs.
There's not a lot you can really change. So, or maybe bring O'Brien in, something like that. I don't know. I'm not a manager.
You couldn't answer.
But even if you change your team, it doesn't guarantee you a win anyway. Because the way we're playing, Shrewsbury can easily just turn up and still win. I'm not going to say, oh, we should just be turning Shrewsbury over. The way we are playing at the minute, and the way the confidence is, we can get turned over on Tuesday, no doubt about it. And that's not going to leave me mind. We're more likely to get beat on Tuesday than win, in my mind.
Right. Okay. Michael, changes for Tuesday?
It completely depends on who's fit. It depends who's available. So that's a hard one to answer. We're screwed then. But I think that in my mind, there's no point in Saturday's result if we don't back it up with another victory. I think if we lose at Shrewsbury, it's back to square one again. So,
yeah, great.
Well, even if we draw, to be honest, I think it probably is back to square one. Even though you could say it's 2 games unbeaten. So for me, just as long as we win the game, I'm not bothered.
Right, okay. I'm just going to take predictions from you because we are out of time. Apologies if I haven't got to you on the chat, but it's been a full show today. And Ian Davis, I like Dino.
I'm a bit worried.
Well, he is single, Ian.
Okay.
Well, no, he is, and if you are interested, there, I'm trying to find where's our. Sorry about.
You said we said keep it brief, and you're looking for photos.
I mean, you're the one who's messing around.
I'm not Ian. Dino is single there, so I'll email
I'm still waiting for
I'm just trying to get a bit of a laugh, that's all. Right, predictions. Jack Dodds.
Shrewsbury Town 1, Sunderland
Michael Bowers.
Shrewsbury Town 1, Sunderland 3. We turned up. There's no reason why we can't win.
Dean Elgar. Sorry.
Ed Dino. 1-0 Sunderland.
1-0 Sunderland. Myself, I'm going to go for a nice, comfortable 3-0.
I thought you were going to say that. Is it because I stole your?
Yeah,
because I stole your 3-1. We won one game.
Yeah, you did. Yes, you did. You stole it. By the way, we are going to be doing a live stream on Tuesday night of Shrewsbury Town versus Sunderland, so you can tune in. What did he say?
It says Shrewsbury Town 0, Lee Johnson's pockets 2.
No, I wanted the tumbleweed to go.
I see.
I thought I'd break the silence.
I was frightened by that laugh, mate.
But do you know the silence is what made it funny? It's comedy timing. Oh yeah, which you haven't got.
Keep it brief.
Right. Right. There is going to be a live stream on this channel on Tuesday night. So make sure you tune in for that if you want to see how Sunderland do down at Shrewsbury Town. 117 likes. Thank you very much to you lot for hitting that thumbs up. You can still do that. And don't forget, please hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. It's been a good one, hasn't it? Yes. Lads, would you like to say bye, Young Jack?
Bye, Young Jack.
Michael Potter, would you like to say bye?
Au revoir. Bye-bye.
Dean Sheeran on the end. Would you like to say bye to everybody?
See you later.
Can we all have a wave together? We'll see you on Tuesday for the live stream. See you. Bye-bye.